Welcome back to Legalese 123, where we are covering cases across America. Hello and welcome back to Legalese 123. I'm your host, Missy K. I hope you guys are doing well today on this lovely Wednesday, the 10th of December. Wow, a lot's going on out here in our area. We had a huge snowstorm last night that has complicated life. But life has to keep on lifing. Family comes first. So we're a little bit late today, but it's all going to be okay. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, of course, it's the Brian Walshe trial. We are in day 8 of the Brian Walshe trial. Yesterday, at the end, Judge Fernier stated that she believes that all the evidence will be in by the end of this week. What does that mean? Well, we're not sure. Sounds like the prosecution is getting ready to wrap up their case perhaps today, and then the defense then gets their case in chief, and that only leaves what? 2 days? Will Brian Walshe testify? What other experts or things are they going to bring in to kind of bolster their opinion that something happened to her suddenly in the middle of the night? She just passed away and then he did the deeds, right? So we don't know. But today is a very interesting day. Jim Mutlu, Jim, it's kind of hard to hear, so we'll get a clear indication of what his name is. He is going to do a voir dire this morning. And what does that mean? He's going to testify in court without the jury there. That means the prosecution and the defense get to ask him all of the questions that they want to in order to sort of get an idea of what he can and cannot say in front of the jury. So let's get into it. Kind of already did. We got lots of Zoom room. So if we have bits and bobs where we're going to start, we're just going to zoom right through. Here we go.
Kindly identify yourselves once again for the court and the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Greg Connor for the Commonwealth.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ann Yaz for the Commonwealth.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tracy Cusick for the Commonwealth.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. Kelly Porges on behalf of Mr. Walsh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Larry Tipton for Mr. Walsh.
Right. Madam Clerk, before I lose these on the record, I'm handing you back these to the exhibits. I'm going to have marked for identification the information I asked from the parties this morning. I've just handwritten on whose is who, so that can be marked as the next step. I think it might be N for identification. The first 2 pages that I asked for from both of the parties.
Oh, you want them both to be in?
They go together. It's okay. My handwriting on the top as to whose is who. All right, do we need to discuss anything before we bring Mr. Mutlu in?
I have a few things that I would like to discuss. It could be after Mr. Mutlu, but there are a few things before the jury comes in that I would like to discuss about witnesses that I'm going to be doing directs of today.
All right, why don't we discuss that now?
Thank you. Could we see you at the side of the bench?
Oh, sure.
Thank you very much.
All right, sidebar all ready. So let's zoom. Oh. We're in the dark. Come back. Where'd you go? Come on. There we go. Lots of paper shuffling. All right, here we go. Mr. Connor is going to talk to Mr. Mutlu. We'll get the correct pronunciation here in a second.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Kind of reminds me of Sean Connery, right? Sean Connery.
Slide this chair underneath. You can have a seat. Thank you. Sure. Thank you.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Excellent. We can hear you. I'm just going to ask if you can keep that microphone reasonably close to you, sir. Can you please spell your first and last name for the record?
Sure. It's officially spelled C-E-M, last name M-U-T-L-U. I also spell it with a G, G-E-M.
And can you state your name for us, sir?
Jem Mutlu.
And sir, right now I'd like to just focus on asking you some questions about a conversation you had with Anna Walsh on December 29th of 2022. Why did you call her that day? Why did you two talk that day?
I called her to congratulate her on her closing.
And how long was the conversation?
I believe it was about 45 minutes.
And besides congratulating her on the closing, what else did the two of you talk about?
We caught up as friends. We talked about plans and also her life at the time, how she was feeling, and yeah, we caught up on a number of things.
Okay, so what did she tell you about her life at the time?
That what I got from it was that there were some issues, marital issues included. And yeah, and that I told her, I said, I don't want you to be too strong. Have you considered therapy? And she said yes.
Okay. What is your memory of what she said as far
Right.
as
What did she say?
marital issues? And not your feeling, but what you remember the conversation to be, sir.
Sure. Part of it was that she was going back and forth from DC, which was taking a toll on her. And the fact that that Brian had not been able to leave Massachusetts, so the children were here. And that was a huge burden on her psyche. And that, there were other issues. I don't recall with precision as to what they were. I do recall clearly making a mental note to say, this is going to be a much longer conversation, face-to-face, together, and a conversation, obviously, we never had an opportunity to have.
Okay, so within that conversation, when she had discussions with you about marital issues, it was, I want to make sure that we've got this right. The difficulty of traveling, was that it, one of them, for work?
The fact that she was not seeing the children
Okay,
frequently.
all right,
Yeah,
so that's more accurate, and I don't want to misstate what you're saying, sir.
that's correct.
Not seeing the children, and was also another part of it that Brian couldn't leave Massachusetts.
That's correct.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth, sir. I want to make sure that I'm getting your memory of the
This is
conversation.
your words. What do you remember?
Is that what your memory of the conversation is?
Well, my memory of the conversation is that they had marital issues and that she was seeking counseling for all the difficulties in her life, including marital issues.
Okay.
And I encouraged her to do the same because she's a very strong person. And
Yes.
yet I specifically remember telling her, I don't want you to be too strong.
Okay. And within the marital issues, did she say specifically what the marital issues were?
So remember, I don't know why he's having a
I don't
problem.
recall.
Okay, I don't know why I don't know why he's having a problem. You would think that he would have refreshed his memory at some point in time. He's already talked to somebody about this. Either he's talked to the police, they had an interview with him, or that he has talked to the prosecution well prior to this. So, mind you, it was in 2023, we're 2025, it's been 2 years, but he is supposed to recall his memory. I don't know if they have a report or something from did he testify in front of the grand jury? But at some point in time, if he doesn't have a recollection of his memory, they can't refresh his memory. This isn't going to go so well. Let's continue.
recall going into detail during that conversation. There was
Okay.
another conversation we had in the summer. I remember that the parts of that conversation, that was almost a 2-hour long conversation. I was in Puerto Rico at the time, and she and I had a lengthy conversation. At that time, she said that that Brian's art fraud case was taking its toll, that attorney fees were piling up, and that there was a lot of strain financially, a lot of difficulty, and yeah.
Okay, but more to the point of December 29th, I'm going to ask you again.
Yeah.
Did she say anything in the December 29th conversation with you about Brian not being able to leave Massachusetts?
I don't recall with precision. I recall the feeling of it. I do
Okay.
not recall with precision as to whether those words in particular were spoken.
Certainly. And do you have any memory of when she discussed marital problems with you on December 29th, any issues of not seeing the children, of her stating that?
Well, that's what he said already.
Again, I do not recall with precision what words were spoken.
Okay,
That was the gist of a lot of her problems.
okay. So when you say that's the gist, is that the gist from the December 29th conversation? Or is that your understanding of her overall problems?
I believe it's both.
Okay, all right.
Oh.
So now I want to ask you about New Year's Eve. On New
Okay.
Year's Eve, did you see Anna texting at all?
I did.
And from what you know of New Year's Eve, not from what people told you afterwards, do you know who she was texting to?
That I recall, I believe she was texting Abdullah. I believe she was texting Will Fasto. And I believe she may have been texting Emily, a mutual friend. And other people were texting her. It was New Year's Eve, so there was a lot of back and forth texting.
And how do you know this from New Year's Eve? What did you experience, see, or what did you experience on New Year's Eve that lets you know this?
I was sitting right next to her at the kitchen table.
And did she ever say, now the three of, did you ever
Kitchen
take
counter.
kitchen counter?
Yeah.
Did you ever,
Stools on the counter there?
Yes, there were stools on the counter.
And were you and Anna seated on
On the same side, on the
Okay.
same side. I was seated here and she was to my left,
directly side by side?
directly side by side.
Did she ever show you her phone that night? When she was sitting with you there?
She had her phone with her. She took a picture of us that night. Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
thank you. With the picture, do you remember who she sent it to that night? Not, and this is what I'm really going to focus you, sir, is that night, not what people told you afterwards. Do you have a memory of who she may have sent the picture you took with her that night?
I believe that she said, let's take a picture and send it to Will Fasto.
And sir,
Out loud, she said that?
I believe so. I believe she said that to me that night. Let's take a picture out loud. Yes, let's take a picture and send it to Will Fasto. Again, I do not remember it with precision, but I do remember the picture being taken. Yeah.
and sir,
Okay, so this is important. Why is this important? It's important to know, so he has to come from his recollection or what he knows to be true, right? If you're guessing or you say, I believe, and you're not sure, you can't testify to that. If you don't know for certain, or you believe or you suspect, that's not going to cut it. But what's important is she said these words out loud, right? He heard it. Did Brian Walshe hear it? So the crux of this is, did Brian Walshe know of their relationship between Anawalshe and William Fastow? Again, in the big context, in the scheme of everything that's gone on thus far, I mean, you have to say what were the means and what was the motive behind, what was the intent behind the unaliving of Anna Walsh, right? We already know it was financially. We know that it was a drain on her to have to come back and forth from DC to Boston. The kids are at issue, right? His impending fraud case and whether or not he's going to go to jail and who's going to provide for the children. So we know that these things are building up, and then like a cake is, layers of the cake are going to be going, and the icing on top could be the affair with William Fastow. Let's continue.
Is it fair to say that along the lines of that statement, you told that to me yesterday at lunch? Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. Had you told me that before, to your memory?
I do not recall.
Okay. And on New Year's Eve, did you have any conversations with Anna about marital problems?
No,
Did you have any conversations with Brian about marital problems?
no.
And I think that that covers the subject matter of what you. So I have no further questions at this point in time.
Good
Thank you.
morning. You had just mentioned a conversation that you had with Ms. Walsh on the 29th of December.
Yes,
If I could just have you lean into that mic so we can hear you. Thank you.
sure.
And during that conversation, you told us that she mentioned, I think it was difficult to be away from her kids.
I believe so, yes.
And I think you said at one point that it was difficult to travel back and forth.
I believe so. I mean, those are things that I knew about her anyway. We were very close friends.
So let me just stop you. When you say those were things you knew about her anyway,
Yes,
what we're trying to do is focus you on things that she told you herself during that conversation. So as you sit here right now, do you
Right.
have a memory of specifically what she told you herself on that 12:29 phone call?
I do not remember everything that was said during a 45-minute conversation with Anna that night.
So let
Okay.
me just jump in.
So if he doesn't remember, he can't testify to it, right? And so what they're trying to do is both the prosecution and the defense are trying to hone in and say, okay, what do you remember? So the judge is stepping in because she's like, okay, I don't know. So what is he going to testify to, right? Let's see what the judge has to say.
In here for a second. You had a conversation with anawalshe on December 29th, 2022.
I did.
And you remember the conversation was about 45 minutes long.
That's correct.
So what I want you to distinguish between, sir, is you don't have to remember the exact words that she used these years later.
Right.
But you have to have a memory that she actually said what you're discussing, as opposed
Right.
to this feeling, this gist. You have a memory that she, even if you don't remember the exact words, that she did discuss with you, for instance, what counsel just said, this idea of being troubled by not seeing the children.
So
Did she say that?
again,
Do you remember her saying that?
shortly after, I discussed, I explained over a 2.5 hour statement to Detective Harrison what I remembered, because it was all fresh. And that testimony you do have. What I do not
I
remember,
assume you reviewed that in connection with your testimony here today.
I'm sorry,
Have you reviewed your prior statements to the
I have
police?
not.
All right.
No. I have not.
Okay, that's the
I have
problem.
not. So it's been
exactly what I
3
said.
years, and that's why some of the very words that were spoken, I
He
do
needs
not
to
remember.
review.
I do remember very specifically having made a mental note to say, she has told me that there are marital issues, that she is seeking counseling, that it's been hard on her, and that this gets to be a much longer conversation. So I made that note, and I was going to reach out to her after the New Year's Eve event to schedule a time in person to speak about those issues.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you.
You used the term marital issues. When you first started talking to us this morning, you stated what I got from the conversation. And you had told us that, you were close with Anna, right?
Yes, very close.
So when you say that you got from her, was it just your feeling that during this conversation that she was having marital issues? Or she specifically said the words marital issues?
I do not recall her using the words marital issues. I recall her talking about problems with Brian.
And when you say problems with Brian, the two that you have specified were being away from the children and going back and forth from work.
I'll take a minute to try and remember if there was anything else that was that I can remember right now.
Well, and he previously testified today that Brian not being able to come to DC.
So the feeling that you got was that she was having marital issues, but it wasn't a statement that she said to you.
No,
That's
it was,
gonna-
she did mention problems. She did mention issues. I just don't recall her using the words marital issues.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You can step down, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to show you this process because this is outside the presence of the jury, as I stated, and both sides get to ask him questions. And so what's at dispute here is, what is his memory? What can he and can he not testify to based upon his memory or his memory? So now both sides are going to argue, hey, he can't testify to this, or hey, yeah, he can. So let's see what they're going to do. And then the jury's going to come in and we're going to see, what does he testify to. So it's sort of like you get the behind the curtain view of what happened behind the scenes, and then now you're going to get to see, excuse me, what comes in. So this is kind of like a learning process as to what happens in court. We're all learning. All right, so let's zoom. Oh, here we go. Now he's going to argue.
Heard sidebar.
Okay.
Would you like us to be heard at sidebar? I'm happy to say, Your Honor, I think that,
Hold on. Now you may speak.
thank you, I apologize.
All right.
I don't have eyes back here.
He have his
So
glasses on.
You are unmuted.
witness stated she told me there are marital issues. And then when asked about the term marital issues, he stated that there were problems in the marriage, being away from the children, traveling back and forth from work. I would suggest that those come from that conversation, and that is absent of a feeling or a gist and would be admissible. And I would ask, and I would actually even lead on
Look
that
at the
to
judge's
make
face.
sure that we're going to the right portion, and I'm not misstating what he said.
Well, I'll
The
hear from
judge's face
defense
says
both
it all.
with regard to the
He's like,
initial
I don't know.
argument, and also what's your position if I do let what's your
Yeah.
position with regard to leading?
I would object. I don't
Yeah.
think it's appropriate or necessary. He's a grown man. If there's an objection, I will make
Right.
it. I don't think this is appropriate to lead this particular witness where they want him to go.
I agree.
With respect to the testimony, I don't think he should be able to use the term marital issue or marital
Right.
problems. He was consistently pressed about what Anna told him. It's clear that this was his feeling, his characterization of
Right.
that conversation. The purpose of this hearsay exception is to admit specific statements of a witness to show state of mind or motive. It is not
Right.
a chance for this witness to pontificate about his feelings and responses to that witness. So I think he should
I
be
agree.
limited to just
But I'm
what
not a
she
judge.
said. And I would object if he starts talking about marital problems or marital issues, because I believe that was his characterization.
All right. So as I said to him, he doesn't have to remember the exact words that she used. What he needs to remember is that she actually said it to him. It seems to me there are at least 3 things that he recalls her saying to him, maybe not the exact words, but they, as you just went through, that the back and forth was taking a toll on her, not seeing the children. I don't know if you put those 2 as one, that Brian hadn't been able to leave Massachusetts. And that was a huge burden on her psyche, I think is what he said. I think those are fair statements that he can bring in. I don't think he's had the benefit now of this voir dire in which he's gotten a little bit of legal instruction. I don't know how it's going to play out real time, with
Right.
regard to that word, marital problem, marital issues. But I suspect we'll take that as it comes. He may stay away from that just because he's just been cautioned and just been sort of made aware of the distinction of that he doesn't recall her using those words. So I suspect he won't bring that out. If he does, we'll either clarify it by saying, do you have any memory of her actually using those words? And I will entertain a motion to strike. But I think the general gist of he remembers enough of that conversation that some of it's going to come in, the three parts
Right.
that I have indicated.
And that's
As
fair.
it came up, I'd rather get out in front of this issue than being in the backside of it. Is the Commonwealth intending to bring up during his examination the Puerto Rico conversation?
No, Your Honor, that is the first I heard of it. I wouldn't do that.
All right. And then the other information that he provided, I guess, to the Commonwealth yesterday. That Anna said, let's take a picture and send it to Will Fasto. I assume the defendant isn't objecting to that.
We're not, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else we need to cross?
No, Your Honor.
Huh.
Yes, thank you.
What time is it? Oh, they're already here. It's great. We can bring them in and then we'll get to it.
Your Honor, could I just have that break to talk to the witness?
You may. I'm just going to stay on the bench and take some notes.
I
But
will be
you
right back.
can go do that.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Your Honor,
Well,
I may step out for a moment as well.
You may.
Thank you.
okay. So they have some housekeeping things they're going to do, but we have some Zoom room. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So you heard some of the stuff is going to come in and we'll see how that comes in. And it might be a little rocky road, but this is the way court goes and you'll get it play out in real time. All right. So let's zoom. Zoom.
Thank you, sir.
When you speak. Thank
Sure,
you.
thank you.
Okay, here we go.
And you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Could you please spell your name for the record?
Sure. It's CEM, last name MUTLU. I also spell it with a GEM.
And could you tell us your name, sir?
Jem Mutlu.
Sir, what do you do for work?
I'm a realtor,
How long have you been a realtor?
about 25 years.
And what geographic area do you sell?
Boston, suburbs, and eastern Massachusetts.
Commercial or residential?
Residential.
And sir, are you familiar with Brian Walshe?
I am.
Can you tell us how you're familiar with Brian Walshe?
We met at a leadership program back in 2020.
Can you tell us the name of the leadership program?
Boston Breakthrough Academy.
And so how long did the program go on for?
It was the length of a semester, practically. Started at the beginning of the year and ended about the summer.
And so you met Mr. Walshe at this leadership program. What was your relationship with him during this program?
In the program, there was a buddy system. Everyone partnered with someone, and Brian asked to be my partner, and that's how we got to know each other.
And so did you maintain a relationship with him after the leadership program?
Yes, I did.
Now, are you familiar with Brian's wife, Anna Walshe?
Yes, I am.
How are you familiar with Anna?
I met her through Brian. She came to one of the graduations, and then I was introduced and knew about her interest in real estate. We had a mutual friend, so it was inevitable that we would meet.
And sir, I'm going to ask if you can pull that microphone closer to you. I think that'll help out.
Sure.
Okay, much better, sir. So, sir, did Anna Walshe ever work for you?
Yes, she did.
When did you hire Anna Walshe to start working for you?
It was the summer of 2020.
And what was her role for you?
She was our director of operations for my team.
And your team, how large was your team at this point in time?
When she started, there were a few of us, but eventually we had 3 operators and I believe 5 or 6 agents and part-time marketing directors, et cetera.
And how would you characterize your relationship with Anna Walshe?
We became very close as friends.
And when did she stop working for you?
It was the spring of 2022.
Why did she stop working for you?
In the fall of 2021, she told me that she was offered a stellar job opportunity in DC. And she asked for my blessings for it.
Now, sir, when the two of you work together, how often would the two of you communicate?
Practically every day, multiple times a day.
And after she stopped working for you, how often would you communicate?
Not as frequently.
What was your relationship like with her family?
Brian and her children,
Yes, sir.
I saw them as my own.
Now, did you ever have, or your team is probably the better way to put this, did your team ever have the opportunity to sell any properties for Anna Walshe?
Yes, we did.
Can you tell us what properties your team sold for Anna Walshe?
We sold a property in Marblehead where they were living when I met them. And then we moved them to a property in Cohasset, and then we sold that property as well for them.
Were there any investment properties that your team was able to sell for Anna Walshe?
Yes,
Where was that property?
in Revere.
And do you remember when that sale occurred?
Well, that sale would have closed on December 29th or just a day or so before, because I called her on the 29th, a couple days before New Year's, to congratulate her.
So I'm going to ask you some questions about December 29th now, sir.
Yes.
Here
When
we
you
go.
called her, how long do you think that call was?
It was about 45 minutes.
And why did you call her?
I called to congratulate her on the closing. And I had found out that she was going to reinvest that property,
And when you say reinvest that property,
or rather reinvest the proceeds from the sale of the property.
and sir, are you familiar with what's called a 1031 exchange?
I am,
Could you just tell us what a 1031 exchange is?
sure. It's a federal like-kind tax-deferred exchange program where after a specific closing, a buyer,
I'm going to interrupt you because of the noise outside.
sure,
And then once that passes,
of course,
it's kind of tough to compete with that.
of course.
All right, now, sir, I think that that's passed. You said that there's a certain period of time for this exchange. Can you tell us again?
Correct. Typically, buyers have 45 days to declare 1, 2, or 3 properties. It has to be of equal or greater value, and they would have 6 months, 180 days to close on 1, 2, or 3 of those properties to equal again or be greater than the value of the proceeds of the sale.
And so your understanding at this point in time was that Anna Walshe was going to use these funds for a 1031 exchange.
That's correct. I was happy for her that she would actually reinvest and that her, that she would grow financially.
Now, during this conversation, what plans were made for New Year's Eve?
She specifically told me, she said, I know you. You're not going to go anywhere for New Year's Eve. You're just going to stay at home. Please, please come and spend New Year's with us.
Did you agree to?
I did.
Now, during the conversation, what did she tell you? What
Why
did
is
she?
your mouth open like that?
Well, let me ask you this: when you had this conversation,
Yawning?
um,
That's weird.
did she have any problems?
Don't do that.
Yes,
What did
Yes,
she tell you
she
about
had-
these problems?
She had,
So let me, jurors, give you a little midstream instruction with regard to the expected testimony. I expect now that Mr. Mutlu is going to provide some testimony regarding statements that were made by Anna Walsh during this conversation on December 29th, 2022. The statements made by Anna Walsh are being admitted only for the limited purpose of establishing her state of mind, cannot be considered as proof of the criminal acts charged. You may proceed.
Thank you. So, sir,
Uh-oh.
what
Hot
did
under
she
the
tell
collar.
you as far as problems she was having in this conversation on December 29th?
while I don't remember the specific words that were spoken after 3 years,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I will tell you that she did say that at the time that they were having marital problems.
Objection,
Ah.
Your Honor.
Yep.
Characterization.
All right, I'll strike the characterization. Why don't you approach it a different way?
I will. What did she tell you as far as traveling back and forth?
That it was taking a toll on her, that she wasn't, that obviously as a mother, not seeing her children,
Your Honor, objection, move to strike. May we be seen at sidebar?
You may be.
Oh boy. See, I told you. Okay, I told you this is going to be muddled. There's going to be lots of back and forth of et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because he is characterizing instead of saying, Anna told me. And that's what he needs to say. But he's not a professional witness. He doesn't know. He's doing the best that he can. But unfortunately, the prosecution has to lead him, but they were saying they can't lead him. So this is going to be a little bit tough. Okay. Okay. Here we-
What did she say about not seeing the children?
that it was difficult for her.
And what did she say about Brian Walshe not being able to leave Massachusetts?
Again, I don't recall specifically the words that were spoken.
Okay.
I do not recall exactly every single word that was spoken during that conversation.
Understood. It's been 3 years, sir.
It has.
Okay.
I did give Detective Harrison,
Objection, Your Honor, move to strike.
We'll
Oh.
strike that last portion.
It's okay.
You can't
Sir,
say those
question.
things.
sure,
Thank you.
I understand.
You have to
Now,
answer the question.
Sir,
Can't offer something else.
moving past December 29th. Okay.
Prosecution's
when
trying to get
was-
it in.
The next time you got to see Anna Walshe,
On December 31st,
where did you get to see Anna Walshe?
at their rental house in Cohasset.
Okay. So that night when you went to the rental house, did you bring anything with you?
I did.
What did you bring with you?
I brought fruit and chocolate for the children, and
And about what time do you think you got to their home that night?
about 8:30.
Was anyone with you when you went to the home?
Yes. I mean, not with me, no. There were people in the home.
Well, we're going to get to that. So, but with you, there was no one else with you in your car? or
There was
anything?
no one else with me, no.
Okay. And so tell us what happened when you got there at the Walshe house.
Anna came running out of the house to greet me.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's having problems. Oh, oh no. Oh, oh, shoot. He's getting very emotional. Oh no, talking about her. Oh no. Oh, 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 I feel so bad for him. Well, I hope he can get through it. It's very hard. It's very hard. Even if it's after 2 years. Okay, see if he can get through it.
That's what happened.
And when she greeted you, where'd you go, sir?
Oh, Connor's.
Where did
We
you
know
go?
what's
When she greeted you, where were you when she greeted you?
I was still pulling up into the driveway. She came running out of the house with no coat on. It was freezing.
And what happened when she greeted you?
What is it?
What happened when she greeted you? What did she do?
I'm sorry, I couldn't
What
hear.
did she do, sir?
What did she do? Well, I opened the door, we hugged each other, and then she ushered me in.
Now, when you got inside, who was home?
Brian was there.
And where were the children at this point in time?
I was told they were sleeping.
And so when
8:30
you got
p.m.?
inside, where did the three of you kind of socialize or congregate?
Sure, it was in the kitchen countertops. There was a large island.
And Ms. Gilman, could we have Exhibit 3? Sir, can you see that screen? Showing, for the record,
Yes.
Exhibit 3 is on the screen. You were nodding your head. Can you see it?
I can see it.
Is that where the three of you socialized that night?
Yes.
Ms. Gilman, if you could take that down. Now, what
Ooh,
was Anna Walsh's demeanor that night when you were in their kitchen?
Festive. Very
What-
happy to see me, and yeah,
And I apologize, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
that's it.
What was Brian Walsh's demeanor like while the three of you were together?
He seemed fine. He seemed happy.
And so when we were looking at Exhibit 3, where were you seated as far as being around in the kitchen?
Anna and I were seated on the stools
Okay.
at the kitchen, and Brian was on the other side preparing the meal and serving us drinks and food.
Okay. Now, that night, did anyone join the three of you?
Yes,
Who joined the three of you?
their oldest son.
And
Okay. Yeah.
what happened when he joined the three of you?
oh, shoot.
He ran to me and he said, "Jem, I haven't seen you in a while. I miss you." And he hugged me.
Now, did you take any photos with the oldest child that night?
Yes, Anna took a photo.
And that night, Anna took the photo. What did she use to take the photo?
I believe it was her cell phone that she used.
And so that night with her cell phone, could you see her doing anything with her cell phone?
She was texting folks.
And do you know who she was texting?
Well, I do know that she had either received a text message or was texting back with Abdullah. And I believe she said, "Let's take a photo for Will and send it to Will Fasto." And I believe she was texting with Emily, and it would have been maybe a bunch of other friends, yeah, who were texting her. It was New Year's Eve. A lot of messages back and forth.
How long was their oldest child with you that night?
I'm going to say a half hour, maybe a little more.
And that night, what did the three of you have to drink?
Mostly wine and champagne. I don't recall having had hard liquor.
And did you do anything with the champagne box that night?
Yes,
What did the three of you do with the champagne box?
we all signed it.
Your Honor, we have previously marked as exhibits 257, 258, 259, pictures of the champagne box. How will proceed to publish?
You may.
Ms. Gilman, could we have
So the previously marked exhibits 257, 58, and 59 are identified for the record now. as 3 photos. 257 is the side of the bottle that Walshe signed. 258 is the side of the box that Brian Walshe signed. 259 is the side of the box that Mr. Mutlu signed. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Gilman, can we have file number SLD 7221, which has now been marked as Exhibit 257? Mr. Mutlu, is this the box the 3 of you signed?
Yes,
And are you able to read the writing on the box in Exhibit 257?
yes,
Could you read it out loud for us, sir?
sure. Wow, 2022, what a year. And yet we are still here and together. Let's make 2023 the best one yet. We are the authors of our lives. Courage, love, perseverance, compassion, and joy. Love, Anna.
Ms. Gilman, could we now have Exhibit 258, which is file number 7222? Sir, does this look like the side that Brian signed?
Yes,
Could you read in this portion if it's possible?
yes. Jem, Anna, Brian, New Year's Eve 2023, to the best triumvirate ever. Love, Brian, and then the date, December 31st, 2022.
And finally, Ms. Gilman, could we have file number 7224, which has now been admitted as Exhibit 259? Sir, do you recognize this side of the box?
Yes, it's my handwriting.
And can you read what you wrote on the box?
Yes. No place I'd rather be but here, New Year's Eve 2022. Jen.
That night, did the oldest child give you anything?
Yes, he did.
What did he give you?
He gave me a necklace.
Do we get to see it?
Now,
Probably not. And why didn't he wear
that
it?
night,
Should have worn it to court. We want to see.
did you see any injuries
Maybe he
on
can't
Anna?
wear it.
Nope.
Do you have any concerns about her health?
Physical health?
Yes.
No.
And that night, do you remember what Brian Walshe told you he had had for income that year in 2022?
Yes. The gist of it was that he had, it was $50,000 or $60,000 that I remember.
And
Yeah.
that night, did he tell you about Anna's compensation that she now had at Tishman Speyer?
Yes, and I believe he said that it was $240,000 plus with bonus, it would add up to roughly $300,000.
What problems did you see between the two of them that night?
None. Nothing that was visible. It was a festive night.
And that night, what did Mr. Walsh tell you about his cell phone?
At some point, he said that he had misplaced his phone, and I remember this vividly, that he said that it actually felt refreshing to be away from the phone for a little while.
Did he tell you what time he normally goes to bed?
Yes, because I asked him, because it was getting late and I didn't want to overstay my welcome. And I believe he said around 9:30 because they were waking up early for the kids.
And so after hearing this, what did you decide to do?
I said, I better go.
About what time was it when you left the home that night?
I'm going to say it was probably around 1:30. And I don't recall with precision, but it was probably around that time.
And now, when you left, did you go right home?
No, I actually stopped at a big shopping mall nearby because I wanted to pick the music home, and I did not want to be driving and picking the music home that night. So I stopped there, and there was to my recollection, there was nobody else there. Lots of lights around. Yeah.
Before you left that evening, was there any
That was weird.
conversation about a work emergency for Anna?
No,
Now, when was it the next time you tried to contact Brian or Anna?
it was the following day.
And how'd you try to contact them?
I sent them a text message.
Ms. Gilman, could we have what's been marked as Exhibit 166?
I hope we get to see the picture of his necklace. Remember, he sent a picture of it. I want to see. Hope we get to see that. Want to see the necklace?
Sir, showing you what's been marked as 166, do you see the blue bubble where it says, "I love my necklace"?
I do.
Was that your text to Brian Walshe?
Yes, I believe I had sent it to both of them, both Brian and Anna.
Ms. Gilman, could you scroll all the way up to the top of that document?
Yeah.
So, sir, you see where it says
Come
participants?
on.
And so
Let's
do you believe
see.
you sent it to those two,
Yes.
those two other people?
Show us.
To both Brian and Anna.
Because I want to
Yes.
see like what that is right
And
there. Is that a picture?
Ms. Gilman, could you scroll down to the top of page 2? Now, I'm sorry. Can you scroll
Camera,
to the
come
top of
on.
page
Can
3?
we see, please?
There we are.
Dang it.
Sir, showing you the top of page 3 from Exhibit 166, there's a green bubble. Do you see that, sir?
I do.
Can we see
um,
it?
And do you see it says, "Thomas just found my phone"?
I do.
Before January 2nd, had you had any conversations or with Brian Walshe via cell phone?
Before January
Second?
2nd,
Yes.
any conversations?
Calls.
No.
And if we could close out of that, Ms. Gilman. Now, when is the next time you spoke to Brian Walshe on the phone?
It was a Wednesday morning.
And what happened Wednesday morning?
That was the third.
It
No,
was
fourth is Wednesday.
mid-morning. I remember being on the beach in Nahant and taking a walk, and I received a call from Brian, and he said, "Have you heard from Anna?"
What did you say?
And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, Anna's been missing." And I said, "How could she be missing?" And he said that she left that morning after I had left. She left a few hours later. I think he said around 6:30, that she got in an Uber and left.
And did he say why she left?
Yes, he said that she had a work emergency.
Now, hearing this, did you ask him anything about that?
I did.
What did you ask him?
I said, I was incredulous. I said, "What work emergency could there have been on New Year's Eve that, was commercial property? What could it be?" I said, "Listen, did you guys have an argument or something? Did you have a fight?"
And what was his response to that statement, sir?
His response was, I do remember this vividly as well. His response was, "No, did it look like we had an argument? You were there."
And what did you say to that?
I didn't know what to make of it. I was in shock. So, I said, you've got to call the police, and we've got to alert everybody. We've got to let our community know, and we've got to find her.
Now, what was his tone or like in this conversation, his demeanor?
It's 2 years
I
ago.
remember the tone to be way more even keeled or way more toned down for somebody who's,
I move to strike.
Yeah,
Not a characterization, but what do you remember of his tone during that call?
right.
his tone was not panicked.
Now,
Okay.
after that call, how often were you speaking to him over the phone the next few days?
We would have spoken a few times. We actually had some group calls with the community, a lot of friends from the leadership program that we had gotten to know well and love.
And
yeah.
sir, did you have any text conversations with him as well?
I do not recall.
Okay. Now, sir, since you left the home on New Year's Day of 2023, have
Oh,
you
it's gonna hit
seen
hard.
Anna Walsh?
No,
Have you heard from her?
no.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ugh. All right, cross-examination. Hopefully Kelly can kit gloves a little bit so that she can get what she needs without like
Good morning.
upsetting him.
Good morning.
Kelly's really good.
I want to talk to you a little
be
bit
good.
about the
Oh,
Boston Breakthrough Academy.
okay, she's already started. Can you hear her tone? She's like, I want to talk to you about that. Otherwise, normally she's like, I want to talk to you about blah. Did you blah blah blah? Did you blah? So her tone is, and that's a sign of a good attorney, right? You know how to handle each witness. You know how to like be stern with some, direct with some, overly exaggerated with some, maybe a fighting tit for tat sort of thing. But her demeanor is very soft. I like that. Good job, Kelly. Okay, let's see what she has to say.
You've spoken about?
Sure.
You said that it was a semester, like about a semester long.
Leadership.
And this Breakthrough Academy, was this for professionals? Was it for anyone?
It was for anyone. It was the premise was to become better human beings and improve
Sorry.
on emotional intelligence. And
Emotional
so it
intelligence.
was set up in 3 parts: discovery, breakthrough, and leadership. And leadership was by invitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had taken this, I think, did you start in January of 2020?
Yeah,
And Mr. Walsh was in the group with you.
that's correct.
And Anna Walsh had taken this very same program the semester before.
The semester before, correct.
You told us that during this program, Mr. Walsh was your buddy.
That's correct.
And when you say buddy, is this something that the program kind of establishes where they match you up?
That is correct.
Okay. And you had told you that Mr. Walsh sought you out.
That's correct.
And he sought you out because his wife was like, hey, this guy, Jem, this is who you should buddy with.
Objection.
Overruled.
Yeah. It's like,
I was
He
just
can
saying
answer.
that when Mr. Walsh came up to you that day, it was because Anna said, hey, Jem, go, I want you to buddy with Jem.
That's what she told me afterwards.
And at that point, you hadn't met Mr. Walsh before.
Oh, I had. We were in the same program. We were in the same class.
Oh,
The buddy system is introduced during the class after maybe hours or days or thereabouts. I can't remember exactly when it was introduced, but we had interactions. People spoke at times, and yeah,
Okay.
we were in the same room.
okay. Let me take a step back. You hadn't met his wife at that point.
I had not met Anna at that time. No,
And when you were in this group in January of 2020, you had been in real estate for quite some time.
that's correct.
And you've told us that that's something that Anna was interested in.
I found out later that she was, yes.
And Mr. Walsh also was interested in investing property.
We talked about investments mostly with Anna.
Okay, when you said we, you meant Mr. Walsh. and
No,
yourself.
Anna and I talked about investments, mostly with her. She mostly about property investments came from her rather than from Brian.
And she was the one that told Brian to buddy up with you, a realtor, at this program.
That's correct, but that wasn't related to investments.
Okay.
Yeah.
You told us a little bit already, but at some point you did meet Anna.
I did.
Okay. And you met Anna through Mr. Walsh from being in that group with him.
That's correct.
Okay. And your experience with Brian in the group was that you became friends with him during that
That's
process.
correct.
And this is someone that you respected as a colleague.
A colleague?
Mhm.
In what manner? Brian was not a colleague of mine.
Well, you became friends with him.
That's correct.
And during this program, to you, he was an impactful person.
During the program
Mhm.
and thereafter?
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely.
And when you say impactful person, can you tell us what you mean by that?
Well, first of all, we got very close during the program. I got to meet his family
Mhm.
and Anna, the children, and we got close. We were very good friends. We became very good friends.
Okay. I guess what I don't understand is when you say someone's impactful, does that mean they're a kind person, a powerful person, a loving person?
That they look out for you.
Jackson.
I'll see you at the side of the bench.
Okay. It goes to character. But this is his impression of what it is. I think he should be able to testify to that.
Program. And to your impression.
Okay, let's go back. Did Kelly win?
I want to return to your impressions of Mr. Walsh when you got to know
Right,
him through
his
that leadership
impressions.
program. You had told us that he became
She
a
needed to
good
set
friend.
foundation.
That's correct.
Okay. And then can you tell us more about your experience with him in that program where you had described him as an impactful person?
Sure. It was clear that he was making an effort to show up, and it was the time of COVID, and we all had to pick, collectively, we had to pick as part of the program, a community service project, and Brian pushed hard for us to select everyone chipped in and made a case for different organizations, and this was a nonprofit organization out of Brookline called Loving Spoonfuls, and we ended up raising, well, about, I think $80-some thousand, and Brian somehow also was able to, I believe, match those funds. So it ended up becoming $160,000, $170,000 that I recall, and we were told that hundreds of thousands of people were fed as a result, and he was the top fundraiser.
At some point, you had told us that you did meet Brian's wife, Anna.
That's correct.
Where did you first meet her?
I recall having seen her at one of the graduations, mini graduations. It was, again, Discovery Breakthrough. I can't recall which one, but I was hearing about her because we had a mutual friend.
Who's a mutual friend?
And as you got to know her more, I assumed that the three of you would have dinners together, meet for drinks. Tell me a little bit about how your relationship with all three of them would progress.
The three of us, meaning Anna, Brian, and myself.
Yes.
Well, initially, again, when after Anna started working for me, I remember spending at least one other New Year's with them in those 3 years. So that would have been 2 New Years spent in 3 years with them. And we've met at their house, Marblehead and Cohasset, and we've socialized in many other ways. But Anna and I spoke practically every day. When she worked for me, she would sometimes come to my house in the South End and bring pastries, and we would strategize and talk. And, you know, we also had, you know, a team. We would meet with other team members, and sometimes, again, yeah, we were very close.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you described, I think Brian's family as, I think the words you used were you saw them as your own.
I did.
Okay. You had told us just now a time where you were living in the South End.
I was.
And at this time when Anna started working for you, were you married, unmarried?
Unmarried.
And you had told us that Anna, you were talking every day, right?
That's correct.
And you were talking at night and on the weekends as well?
As the job required, or as our friendship.
And Anna would
Required.
come to your home and bring food and spend time with you there?
That's correct.
And was that nighttime, weekends, days, whenever it warranted?
Days usually.
And when Anna was working for you, that you just described, he never complained to you about how much time you were spending with his wife?
Brian? No.
He never complained that you were texting her a lot or spending time with her?
No.
He supported her career with you.
He did.
He was proud of her.
To my recollection, yes, he was.
Am I correct that you and Anna?
Okay. Now, those are some good points, right? So she's like unpainting Brian as a monster, right? Unpacking what was the relationship prior when she was living there and she was making money and she was building up her career. She was spending lots of time with him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so Brian was very supportive, right? But again, I don't know the time frame of this because remember, things started going somewhat awry in 2018 when his fraud charges got put onto him. And I'm like sort of somewhat reading between the lines. Perhaps she got arrested too, because remember the FBI took her DNA and his DNA. So my mind goes to what right does the FBI have to take her DNA unless she is not arrested or charged or somehow another culpable in that crime? You can't just go and take people's DNA, right? You have to have like a subpoena or a reason to take someone's DNA. So I'm not sure Anna's implication in that, but I'm sure she was like, WTF, what's going on? Why are you taking my DNA too? Maybe that was the sign of her like, okay, if you cooperate with us, then you're not going to be charged. We don't know. So let's continue.
Get it off quickly. It wasn't a slow burn. You really became instant friends with each other.
That's correct. She was very easy to warm up to.
Okay. And part of the reason is that you had similar backgrounds?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And you had already started telling us that at some point she started to work for you.
That's correct.
Okay. And that was in the summer of 2020?
That's correct.
And the director of operations is basically she became your right hand.
She did.
So a director of operations might be taking care of your social media to arranging. I mean, tell me, I guess, a little bit more. What was she doing for you on a regular basis?
Well, there was, I mean, she did everything. She did, the director of operations is truly the right hand of someone who runs a business, and she did everything. She would bring me coffee. She took pride in bringing me coffee. A couple of times she dropped off my dry cleaners, which were tasks that were obviously not necessarily in her job description. But I do remember asking her, is there anything you wouldn't do? She came from hospitality, and she took pride. I mean, that's the way she was at our open houses. She would rush to open doors for people. She would give them real glass champagne. She would serve the glass. The way she came out, as I just explained moments ago, the way she came out of the house that night on December 31st to open the door for me. And she was an exceptional employee and friend.
And you valued her employ. She was valuable to you as a friend and an employee.
Very much so.
You relied on her.
Absolutely.
She never said no to you. She did what the job required.
That is not true.
Okay, so tell me about a time she said no to you or disagreed with you.
Well, we did have a disagreement in the fall of 2021. And there were times that she responded to me a couple of times with what I perceived to be passive aggression. And yeah, I actually reached out to a mutual friend and then another friend in leadership to seek some opinions as to how I could handle this.
And did you end up handling it by suspending her for a period of time that fall of 2021?
I told her that she should take a rest, she should stay at home, and that I would continue to pay her for as long as it took, but that she should take some time off because she was also working exceptionally hard, and that was taking a toll on her. She wanted to prove herself. She's like that. So I remember a client of ours
So I'm
actually.
just going to stop you.
Yes,
When you, as you say, suspended or had her take some time off, you still loved her at that point as a friend.
very much so.
You were still close with her.
Very much so.
It didn't end the personal relationship.
No, not at all. And it
And-
didn't end the professional relationship either.
And during that time, I think you talked about seeking counsel. You actually reached out to Mr. Walsh to talk to him about it specifically.
That's correct.
Because this was, obviously, Anna was important to you professionally
And as a friend, yes.
and
both.
personally.
Yes, absolutely.
And Brian was a close friend of yours,
That is correct.
and you wanted to talk to him and get counsel about how to best move past this.
Yes, we did. We met in the North End. We had a meal and talked about it.
At some point in November of 2021, just about 2 months after the incident you just described, Anna told you that she was thinking about taking a job somewhere else.
That's correct.
And your first response was that you were disappointed.
Yes,
You were sad about this.
I was.
Because in your mind, you guys were really going to partner up and continue to grow together.
Was the idea. Yes.
And because you were upset and sad, Mr. and Mrs. Walsh actually had you over to their home to talk about this further,
That is correct.
to let you know that they cared about you and loved you,
That's correct.
and that this is what was best for Anna
That's correct.
and what was best for the family.
That's correct.
And during this conversation, when Anna was telling, or they were both telling you about her new job, and you were sad about it, Brian said to you, buddy, you got to support her, right?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the job that she ended up taking. Am I correct that it was at Tishman Spire in Washington, D.C.?
That's correct.
And this was a big job.
That's correct.
I think you already told us how much she was making, but this was a big salary job, a big step for her.
That's correct.
And this was an opportunity for her, a growth opportunity.
Yes,
And that is something that you and her had talked about, growth and opportunity, right?
that's correct.
It was something important to you,
Absolutely.
and it was something important to Anna.
Absolutely.
And through your time in becoming friends with Mr. Walsh, it was important to him as well.
That's correct.
And they had small children.
That's correct.
And part of this transition was the family eventually moving to Washington, D.C.
That was the idea.
And this transition was not only for Anna's job, but Mr. Walsh's uncle was also moving to the D.C., Virginia area at the time. So there'd be more family down there.
That's what I was told. And that his mother would also move.
So his mother, again, you just said it was also interested in moving to that area.
Yeah.
And Anna was going to go down first, and the plan was obviously to start establishing not just professional contacts, but personal contacts,
That's correct.
because they were going to bring their boys down there.
That's correct.
And you had told us that Anna was also interested in investing in real estate.
That's correct.
And at this point, am I correct that it is the fall into the winter, fall of 2021, winter of 2022?
That's right.
Okay. And at this point, you had learned that Mr. Walsh had a pending federal case going on.
I had, yes.
And I want to talk to you just a little bit about your experience with the federal case, okay?
Mhm. Yes.
Because you had become close to both Mr. and Mrs. Walsh, you actually attended one or two of the hearings.
Did.
And you went to support Brian,
I did.
and you went also to support Anna,
That's correct.
because this was difficult for both of them.
It was.
And Mr. Walsh's mother was there,
That's correct.
and I believe there were other friends of Anna and
Yes.
Brian who had gone.
That is correct.
All right. And one of the hearings that you were going to, you were standing next to Anna,
I was sitting next to Anna.
and Anna's your friend, you told us, right?
That's correct.
She was your right hand at your business for a while,
That's correct.
and you're there in federal court with her for her husband's case.
That's correct.
And out of support, you reach over and you grab her hand to hold it,
That's correct.
because she's your friend and you love her.
Yes, that's correct.
And she clutched your hand down.
Yes, that's correct.
And
It was a very tense moment just before the judge's declaration, or
okay.
Yeah.
And so you were being a good friend.
I believe so.
Okay. And let me just switch gears for a moment. I think you've already kind of said it, but Mr. Walsh was never jealous of your relationship with Anna.
I don't believe so.
When you say I don't believe so, Anna never told you that Brian was uncomfortable or jealous of your relationship with her?
She never said that, no.
And Brian never came to you and complained about the long hours of the friendship with her?
He did not.
I'll see you at the side of the bench.
Oh, it's talking about the jealousy. All right, let's see. She told to move on, or is she gonna pick it back up?
At this hearing, when you were there to support your friends, I was
She had to move
asking
on.
you about when you were sitting there holding Anna's hand. And you had told us that Brian's mother, Diana, was there at the same time.
That's correct.
And was she sitting with you?
She was sitting, that I recall, at the end of that row near the aisle.
Okay. And you had a conversation with Anna about Diana's observations of you holding her hand that day at her husband's hearing.
That's correct.
And
How's
Anna
that foundation?
informed you that Diana was upset that you were holding her hand.
That's correct.
Sustained. The answer stricken.
He can't testify to what Diana said.
Throughout the time, the 2020 through 2022, you had a chance again to spend a lot of time with Mr. and Mrs. Walsh.
That's correct.
And you talked to Anna a lot about her relationship and her marriage and being a mother.
Yeah.
And during those conversations and your observations, Anna told you that Brian wasn't the jealous type.
That's correct.
And at some point, while Anna was working for you, she confessed that she had a crush on you.
She said that, yeah, maybe. I don't recall specifically those words coming out. But
Would
yeah,
looking at a copy of your interview from January of 2023 help refresh your memory?
Ooh. Anna. Ooh, girl.
You may.
Girlfriend.
Page 53.
Are they trying to paint her as a hussy? She's out flirting and
Oh, I might. I sent these to you.
flittering about. It is her second marriage, right?
Glad to hear it.
And we do know that she was having an affair with Fausto. Was she doing anything with anybody else? We don't know that.
Is it fair to say that that's your name on that front page?
Yes.
And then I'm just going to have you look at that first page to yourself, just to recognize it's the beginning of your statement.
That's correct. Yeah.
And I'm just going to refer you, and you can just read to yourself and take as much time as you need,
Sure.
and just look up at me when you're done.
For sure. Yeah. From the top, from the
From the top
top of the page?
until the bottom, until
Sure. So we actually started,
just,
Read
just
to yourself.
Read to yourself and look up when you're done.
oh, I see. Okay.
No, do not say what you wrote. That is not what we're getting into. Mr. Fastow had said, or sorry, Mr. Mutlu stated at some point in time Anna had a crush on him, which is not atypical of a close working relationship with somebody who, you know, she's young, he's a little bit older, he seems to have his crap together, right? He's got money, he's got some power. Why not? And he seemed like a very caring person who, when you cross that boundary a little bit between boss and person and you get into a more personal relationship, feelings do happen. Everybody's been there. But then at some point in time, you say, I can't have those feelings because I'm married to my partner and not going to act upon those. But some people need something more.
that's it.
Just going to come take that back. Does reviewing that portion of your statement refresh your memory as to whether Anna had told you that she had a crush on you?
I object to this line of questioning, Your Honor.
You can answer it. If it refreshes his memory, it does. If it
I
doesn't,
don't
it doesn't.
recall Anna telling me that she had a crush on me.
Okay. When
What
were
do you
working
recall?
Together, and Anna was there, you had mentioned that you had other people working with you and for you.
That's correct.
And at some point, you developed a close relationship with another female coworker,
That's correct.
and I'm assuming it became romantic.
Objection.
Sustained.
So you don't have any memory of Anna Walsh telling you that at some point she was a little jealous?
That can't come in because it's not his relationship with somebody else is not part of what the intent of what he's testifying to, so it can't come in. It's like a side quest that can't be let in. It's not relevant to what they're talking about.
That coworker and had a crush on
Objection.
Sustained.
Move on, counselor.
she developed feelings for you.
Objection.
Sustained.
Move on.
Anna Walsh told you that she told her husband that she had a crush
I'll
on
see you at
you.
the side of the bench.
Nope, you can't get it in. You're trying to get it in. You're not going to get it in, girlfriend, because she has to lay a foundation for like how and why this happened. And again, he doesn't recall. So she's trying to get him to recall. She's trying to lead him there. And I think she's going to have to move on. Nice try, Kelly. Move it along.
You had mentioned that when Anna stopped working for you, you guys still stayed in touch.
That's correct.
So it wasn't an everyday type of thing, but you would still talk and text.
That's correct.
And she started working in DC for Tishman Speyer in February or March of 2022.
Thereabouts, but there was some overlap when she was still taking care of business for me, because
Okay.
that's the kind of human being and
Oh,
employee she was.
And during the time that she was working both jobs, was she living in DC or was she still in Boston when she was doing that?
I believe she was coming and going from DC at that time.
Okay. And after she left and you would speak, would it be fair that she would also consult you about professional decisions, strategies, what to do?
We would talk about that. We would talk about things, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And you would also ask her for her advice?
Sure.
And this is a person that you would consider a confidant? A confidant?
A confidant, sure.
Okay.
Sure, absolutely.
And obviously, she was one of yours and you were one of hers.
That's correct. Often I've called her the sister I never had.
Okay.
One of the sisters I never had.
Okay.
Yeah. She was an
sad.
exceptional human being.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can't add anything else, Mr. Mutlu, unless you're asked.
You had told us a little bit about a conversation on the 29th that you had with her.
Yes,
And you had said that being apart and going back and forth was hard on the family. It was hard on her.
that's what I recall.
Okay. And you had told us that in the winter of 2022, that Anna was making about $300,000 at her new job.
With bonus, that's what I was told. I didn't know about it at the time, but it came up in conversation that night
Okay.
on December 31st.
Okay. And you also told us Mr. Walsh was making about 50 or 60 grand a year.
That's what I was told. That's what I remember.
And he also was interested in participating in investing in small businesses.
Correct.
On the phone call on the 29th, you had said that Anna invited you over for New Year's.
That's correct.
And I think you said that she knew you, that you would probably just be at home, not doing anything.
That is correct.
And on that phone call, she didn't say, let me check with Brian first.
I don't recall.
All right. Was Brian on the phone with her?
No.
Did she say,
Well,
I'll
I
call
don't
you
know. If,
back and
no,
confirm?
no, Brian was not on the phone with her. No,
And
absolutely.
this was to come to her home and spend time with her husband and their 3 children.
That's correct.
And I think you had said earlier today that you had spent another New Year's Eve with them.
That is correct.
Was that the one right preceding this one or another one?
I think it was 2 New Years before. So
Okay.
I think there was one in between where I did not spend the New Year's with them.
And that prior New Year's, was that out somewhere or was that at their
It was
home?
out. It was out at a restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you had said that during this call, she was upbeat. Well, let me back up. You had called to tell her that she had just sold a property, right?
That's correct. The purpose of my call was to congratulate her on the fact that she was going to do this 1031 exchange program and reinvest and grow financially,
Okay.
but also to catch up with her, also to hear her voice and see how she's doing.
Okay. So let me just talk to you a little bit about the tax 1030 that you just described. She had owned a property in Revere
That's correct.
and you helped sell her. You helped sell it.
Well, yes, it technically, yes, my team did, but I wasn't directly involved in the sale. My teammate handled it all.
Okay.
So I wasn't privy to the day-to-day of the sale.
Okay.
And that's actually why I called her at the end. I said, well, geez, we accomplished something here.
Okay.
And
So let me just ask
Happy
you a
for
little
you.
bit more.
Yeah.
You explained that with
Finish.
this process, instead of taking the proceeds, you can just roll it right into another property?
That's correct.
What were the proceeds on the sale from this Revere house?
I
Yes.
do not remember.
Was it
Oh.
over 50? Was it $1 million roughly?
No, it was a smaller condo. It certainly
Okay,
wouldn't have been $1 million. No, it wasn't. It was several $100,000. Yeah.
okay. And so instead of taking those proceeds on December 29th of 2022, the decision was made to roll it into another property?
That's correct. And she would have had 45 days to declare another property or another 2 or 3 properties, up to 3 properties, and would have 180 days to close on 1, 2, or 3 of them
Okay,
to satisfy the requirements of the program.
okay. You mentioned a name on direct examination I'd like to talk to you a little bit about. You used the name Will or William Fasto.
That's correct.
And in 2022, you had known Will for about 20 years?
Thereabouts, yes.
And
Correct.
you guys were both in real estate, and that's how you met him?
That's correct. He was in real estate in Boston first and then DC.
Okay. And when Brian and Anna were looking to relocate to Washington DC for her job, they wanted to buy a family home down there.
That's correct.
And you hooked both of them up with Will, the realtor.
That is correct.
And would it also be fair that it would be nice for Anna to have a personal and a friend down there going down to DC with no one else at the time?
That's correct.
And again, you had told us that she was looking into investing in more real estate as
That's-
investment properties.
That's correct.
And during this process, Brian Walshe and Will Fasto really just had a professional relationship, no friendship.
I don't know what kind of relationship they had. I'm not privy to the details of their relationship.
Good answer.
Okay.
Good answer.
But through your conversation.
You're talking about Brian Walshe, correct?
Yes.
Brian Walshe and Will Fasto.
Yes.
I'm not privy to the conversations they had or Yeah.
Okay. But you knew that you had introduced both Mr.
the conversations they had or, Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you knew that you had introduced both Mr. Walsh and Anna to Will for the purpose of finding a family home.
as far as I'm concerned, I had introduced the family, the Walsh family,
Thank you.
to Will Fasto.
Okay. And at some point, Anna told you that she had become good friends with Will Fasto.
That's correct.
And I think you told us a little bit about a phone call you had with her on December 29th.
That's correct.
Anna Walsh never told you that she was romantically involved with Will Fasto.
No,
She never told you that she was going to leave Mr. Walsh for Will Fasto.
no,
And she never told you that she had more than platonic feelings for Mr. Fasto.
not particularly, but she was, I mean, emotions are complex. I knew they had gotten close,
Okay.
but she never told me that she had a relationship with Will Fasto.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to return to her relationship
That I
with.
can recall. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to return to Anna and Brian's relationship for a few minutes.
Sure.
You had told us that you spent time with them both together as a family,
That's correct.
and you also spent time with them individually without the other one.
That is correct.
And when you spent time with them together, you never really saw them argue.
I don't recall having seen them argue.
And they were a couple that you've described as in sync with each other.
I would say so, that I always thought that there was a lot of love between them and that she was very much in love with Brian.
Sometimes each one would come to you individually if they had any disagreements with each other, though. You were their friend collectively and independently.
That's correct.
And sometimes Anna would confide in you,
That's correct.
and sometimes Brian would confide in you.
That's correct.
And you obviously would keep their confidences because you were their friend individually and collectively.
That is correct.
And as you told us that you introduced the family to Will Fasto. Yes?
Yes,
So Mr. Walsh knew that you were friends with Will Fasto.
I would assume so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at no time did Brian Walsh ever pepper you with questions?
Objection.
Sustained.
I want to talk to you a little bit more about New Year's Eve. Earlier that day, did you exchange some text messages with Anawalshe to confirm that you were coming over that night?
I did,
And you were looking forward to spending time over there,
very much so.
looking forward to hopefully seeing the kids,
Yes,
looking forward to seeing Anna,
yes,
and looking forward to seeing Brian.
that's correct.
And I think you told us that when you first arrived, that even as you're pulling in the driveway, Anna is running towards you, no coat on, and just throws herself in your arms.
That's correct.
And you were excited to see her.
Yes,
And she was obviously excited to see you.
yes,
And you said it was cold out.
yes,
And you guys were laughing as she's running towards you.
yes,
And then you walked in the house together.
that's correct.
And are you walking hand in hand and talking because you haven't seen each other in a while? Well, you said she ushered you into the house.
That's correct. She was receiving a guest into the house.
Okay. But was she excited to see you? Was she holding on to your
She
arm?
was very excited to see me. We gave each other a hug,
Okay.
and then we walked into the house.
And when you walked into the house, you went into the kitchen and Mr. Walsh was there.
That's correct.
And he embraced
I don't remember whether Brian was at the door, was in the kitchen. He was there. Yeah,
Okay. And when you saw him, he embraced you in the house.
absolutely.
And it was just the three of you.
Initially, yes.
Could I trouble you to please bring up exhibit number 3? And is this correct, as I'm showing everyone exhibit number 3, that this was the Walsh family kitchen in Cohasset on December 31st?
Yes,
And we see some stools at the kitchen table. You and Anna were sitting next to each other?
that's correct.
And am I correct that Mr. Walsh was cooking for everyone?
That's correct.
And so the stove and oven is to the right there of the table?
Yes,
Okay. And when you first got there, the kids were asleep?
that's correct.
Okay. And when you first got there, Mr. Walsh is cooking food?
Yes. Preparing, yeah, cooking, yeah.
No, I don't want to cut you off.
Sure, preparing, cooking, yeah,
And Anna and Brian are getting you some champagne,
that's correct.
and everyone's toasting to the new year.
Yes,
Okay. And I think you've already said this, but the atmosphere was jovial.
that's correct.
Hope for the upcoming year.
That's true.
There were discussions how 2022 had been a little difficult for all 3 of you.
That's true.
And it was great to be together because you made it. And now you're looking into a new year with new hope and new possibilities.
That's correct.
The champagne bottle that all 3 of you signed, that was the spirit that new year, so happy to be together, aren't we lucky?
Yes,
And as you're sitting at that kitchen table, you're having conversations about investment properties.
we were. Yes,
And as you're sitting at that kitchen table, you're having conversations about investment properties.
we were.
You're having conversations about book reviews and what books everyone should read.
Yes,
And you told us that Anna is texting people. You said it's New Year's Eve, so she's getting texts, she's sending texts.
yes,
And as you're sitting at that table, she's snapping pictures with just the 2 of you.
meaning just the two of us, meaning Anna and I. I do recall, I mean, I have received a photo of the 3 of us with Anna and their oldest son,
Okay, but.
a selfie, yeah.
Sure, no, I don't mean to cut you off, but during
Sure.
that night, She has her phone out, she's taking pictures of just the two of you, just Anna and Jem to memorialize the night. It's a celebration.
Oh, it's the two, oh, I see. Well, the two of us and Brian,
All three of you together.
all three of us together, correct?
And in that picture, you're smiling, you're embracing each other,
Yes,
and Brian's preparing food and he's serving you all the food he's making, the different dishes, right?
yes,
And he's serving it to his wife, Anna.
yes,
And they're talking to each other during the night.
yes, they are.
And they're laughing with each other during the night.
Yes.
And they're taking pictures with each other during the night.
I don't know if they were taking pictures with each other during the night. I don't recall.
But there was the picture of the three of you embracing and smiling.
That's the three of us with Brian?
On that
Wait, was that what you're asking? Was there a picture of Anna, Brian, and myself that night? I don't recall. I recall one picture, and that's with Anna and their oldest son. That was Tom. Correct.
I want to talk to you a little bit more about the conversations that you were having that night.
Sure.
At some point, Anna showed you a new ring that she had. It was a diamond ring,
That is correct.
and it was quite large.
They said it was a valuable ring. Yeah.
And I believe Anna told you that it was worth several $100,000.
Objection.
I'm sorry, what? Did you not just see my head pop off? A new ring, 100. Well, remember, he was looking for rings. Huh. I wonder if this is going to come in. This adds another element.
Jurors, I think it'd be a nice time for you to take your morning break.
Oh, jurors out. All right, let's see. Do we get to hear the argument?
He's gone.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the relevance of going in down this road.
An answer for her, for counsel, but go ahead.
Your Honor, the government has represented to this jury that one of the motives was financial.
Right.
Right.
And not only that, he searched you. You put in evidence that he searched
How much
for
longer will
a
this
ring.
witness you expect?
Myself?
How much longer?
Yes.
I can't imagine it goes more than 15 minutes.
All right. I won't hold you to it.
Okay.
Keepers next? Or probation
probation.
officer? All right. Have a good break.
Thank you.
Ooh, looks like the ring's gonna come in. That is interesting. I wonder if it's a picture. Does she have the ring? Was the ring found in evidence? I didn't see it. Where's the ring? Wow. Oh man. Okay, so I just have to pause there because boy, my mind is swirling, right? Wow. Okay, so that puts wow. Okay. So hopefully we get to hear about the ring. When did she get the ring? And that it was worth several $100,000, or where did he get the money for this? Oh, Brian's love language is gifts, right? So this is what the picture starts to paint for me. The picture starts to paint for me that they have a somewhat of a loving relationship, love-hate relationship, right? I love you. Where are you? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She, on the other hand, is already commiserating with somebody else. But she doesn't commit to that because she's got this other one and it's complicated, right? That's her status. It's complicated. Something happens that night. Something happens And something must have triggered him that she's no longer alive, right? But I mean, wow, I do like the argument that something happened during the middle of the night, but we don't know what. Okay, so that is a big bombshell. I'm sorry. All right, let's zoom. Whew. All right.
Just going to pick up a little.
Proceed.
Thank you.
Okay.
During the night that you were describing, at one point, Anna was showing you her,
Yes,
and she was happy about it.
that's
And
correct.
she was telling you that Brian had got her this ring,
That's correct.
Yep.
and he was smiling.
Yes,
And you told us that during the night, because it's New Year's Eve, Anna's texting people and she's getting text messages while you guys are in that kitchen.
that's correct.
Could I please have exhibit 3 again? Thank you. And during the time that you were there, am I correct that it was about 5 hours you spent that night? I think you said 8:30 to 1:30.
Roughly 4 to 5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you weren't drunk, right?
No.
They weren't drunk?
No.
The champagne was free flowing, so to speak, but everyone was just happy and tipsy.
Yeah.
And during the night, there are, you had mentioned there was food being served, conversations about the future, and Anna was getting text messages from people, and she was sending text messages to people.
That's correct.
And while you're sitting in that kitchen, the three of you, at some point, she says, let's send a picture to Will.
I believe that's what she said. I'm not 100% sure. I believe that's what she said. Yeah. Yeah.
And after that, you stayed for quite a bit after that.
Again, I don't remember at what part of the evening that, oh, actually, I do, because I would have, because this would have been exactly when their oldest son, was awake. So it would have been towards the beginning. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you stayed for several hours after that, right?
That's correct.
And during the night, everyone continued to be jovial, I believe you described,
That's correct.
drinking champagne,
That's right.
laughing with each other.
That's correct.
And I think you had told us on direct that at some point, Brian had told you that he had lost his phone,
That he had misplaced his phone.
misplaced his phone. And I think you had said that he told you it was liberating not to have it.
That's correct.
And he was kind of laughing about how free it felt not to be on a cell phone.
That was the gist of it. Correct.
At some point on January 4th, you had a conversation with Brian over the phone?
Was that a Wednesday? If
I
it
don't
is-
have a calendar out, but I think you had
Yes.
said, I appreciate everyone quickly moving.
So the first was a Sunday.
2, 3, 4.
Because
So-
yes, on Wednesday I did. Yes. Yes, I received a call from Brian.
And on that call, you had just seen them at about 1:30 on New Year's Eve, so about not even 4 days before.
That's correct.
And he had told you that he hadn't spoken to her in several days and that she was missing.
That's correct.
And I think you told us on direct that you were in shock. It didn't make sense to you,
That's correct.
that you were just with them.
That's correct.
And you said to Brian, did you guys have an argument? Did you have a disagreement, right?
I did.
And you asked him that repeatedly.
I don't know if I asked him that repeatedly. I did ask him that question.
And he said to you, no. Did it look like we had an argument? You were there.
That's correct.
Because it didn't make sense to you that they hadn't spoken in days, right?
That's correct. And it also didn't make sense to me that she would leave shortly after I left. There was, yeah.
And so given that, it didn't make sense to you. You were there until 1:30. They weren't arguing.
They weren't arguing. No,
You said the night was joyful.
that's correct.
They were happy.
That's correct.
And from everything you saw and what you've told us, they were in love.
Well, they were happy is a loaded statement, I
Well,
think.
let
I
me-
mean, they seemed
Okay.
happy that night, but people are complex. So I want to make sure that I answer that question truthfully.
No, I appreciate that.
So,
Let me ask you this.
I did know a couple days in advance that
So let me
she,
just stop you
yeah,
for a minute.
thank you,
okay?
sure.
You've been a realtor for 23 years,
25 years now.
25 years. So you're a salesperson, right? In a sense, one of the aspects of your job is to sell properties, right?
That's correct.
And would you say that one of your greatest assets is to be able to read people?
That's true.
Understand
To listen,
people?
to understand, yes,
And I think you just said people are complex.
that's correct.
And so you in your professional job, part of it is to kind of be able to understand those complexities,
Yes,
to see if someone is maybe putting on a brave face or holding back, right?
sure.
And you had known Anna and Brian Walshe as a married couple for almost 3 years at that point, right?
That's correct.
And you have spent time with them together.
Mhm.
You said that their family was like your family, right?
Sure.
And you had spent time with Brian by himself.
I hadn't seen Brian in months at that
Okay.
point.
But
And
you-
I hadn't also only seen Anna physically. I hadn't seen Anna physically in months.
Okay, but in the past, in those times that you have described them as family, as close friends, you would spend time with Brian Walshe, just one-on-one.
Yes, I had.
You would spend time with Anna, just one-on-one.
That's correct.
She worked for you, and you described that you would be in touch all day, every day when she was working for you, right?
I can't say it was every single day, but
Okay,
it
well, she
was,
brought pastries to your home in the South End,
sure,
right?
sure. Yeah.
And you told us that she was your confidant and you were hers, right?
That's correct.
You went through an intense program with Mr. Walsh, right?
That's correct.
And you spent 5 hours with him on New Year's Eve, on December 31st of 2022, right?
That's correct.
And you described the night as joyful,
Jovial.
as full of hope.
But
And on your words
I'm not
earlier
sure.
before the break, that everyone was hopeful and looking towards the new year.
I'm not sure that I would describe it as hopeful for the new year specifically. If you had to ask me specifically as to what the mood was, whether she was, because I had heard a couple days prior.
I'm gonna stop you.
No,
Sure.
You all signed the champagne bottle, right? You have a good
Yes,
feeling.
yes, we did. Yes, we
You
did. And
can't
that's where the
testify to
complexity
that.
comes into play. I cannot know what was going on in their hearts and minds. Yeah. Of course, thank you.
No, I understand,
course,
sir. I'm
yeah.
talking about those complexities.
Sure.
You said that everyone was laughing that night together, right?
Yeah, there was a good mood that night.
that
You
night.
never saw them argue, right?
I did not.
You said at one point that you saw them talking and laughing with each other, right?
Sure. Yes, I did.
And at one point, Thomas came downstairs and they didn't shoo him back up to bed. It was happy to have their son together with you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And when Brian was cooking for you, he was even putting a Turkish flair on some of the foods to
That's,
specifically for you, right?
that's correct. I remember him saying that. Yeah.
And at 1:30 when you left, they weren't even telling you to leave. You just realized it was late and you should go.
That is also correct.
And so when you heard that Brian was telling you that he hadn't spoken to his wife in 3 days, that did not make sense to you.
It did not.
Because when you left at 1:30 in the morning, it was a joyful, happy occasion. I'm using your words. It was a joyful, happy occasion on New Year's Eve of January 31st, 2022.
I didn't understand how Anna could be missing and how we did not know about this since the first of the year. It had been 3 days.
So when you.
And our community had not been,
31st,
correct, we had not known about this for 3 days. I did not understand.
Okay,
And the tone of voice was not panicked.
so let me just ask you my question again.
Yes,
Let me
thank you.
know if I'm not phrasing it right.
Please.
When you left the house
Yes,
of your good friends
yes,
on January 31st of January 1st now at 1:30 in the morning,
yes,
the mood was joyful and happy.
yes.
Nothing further.
Yes.
Redirect.
Okay. Oh, so it's like the 4th of July. It's fireworks, right? And as this is what I attribute the conversation or the conversation she's having with him. Oh, here's a firework. Oh, here's a firework. oh, here's a firework. And as she's like rattling off these questions to him, that's the finale. Boom, 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 boom. And then she's trying to get to the big finale, and he's like, wah, wah, wah. And so she's like, no, 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 come back with me. We need to get the finale. We need the big fireworks. And he's like, well, but 2 days prior. And she's like, no, I'm not talking about 2 days prior. Let's continue with the fireworks. And they're getting going. And then, nope, he goes back. She's like, I'm not asking you about then. I'm asking you about this. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see what the redirect is going to be, whether there's a big bump, 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 or just probably they'll go back.
I think I'll be brief, Your Honor.
Okay, redirect.
Sir, you said you had heard a couple days prior. Had you heard from Anna a couple days prior? When you were saying about people being complex?
Your Honor, I apologize. I could be just losing my hearing. I can't hear Mr. Connor.
And I'm talking into my shoulder, so that's my fault. Sir, when you were saying people are complex and you had heard a couple days prior, are you referring to your conversation with Anna a couple days prior?
Yes, I was. I am.
What is it that you heard in your conversation a couple days prior that makes you say that people are complex?
That they had marital problems.
Objection, move to strike.
Can't
the
say that.
All right, and I'm going to
Right.
remind you, sir, I'm going to strike the marital problems of characterization, but you can, without characterizing, you can discuss what you recall her saying,
What did she
even if you don't
say?
remember the exact
Sure.
words.
You're
Well,
you're
I
watching me, not
recall-
them.
State the question again.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Understanding what Her Honor said as far as what Anna was saying,
Sure.
what is it that you heard in that conversation that you just said that people are complex?
Well, if I may I explain?
I think you can't, sir. I think you have to stay with just what Anna said to you.
Sure.
When you state what Anna said to you. If you can't, that's okay. But if you can state what Anna said to you, that's my question.
On the 29th,
Yes.
when we had that phone conversation,
Yes, sir.
she told me that there were cracks in the relationships. And I
Okay.
don't know which words. She may have used precisely those words. She may have used other words.
Please see
Ah!
sidebar objection, and I'm going to move to strike that testimony.
I'll hear you at the sidebar before I make any ruling on that.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. Bombshell, right? He didn't say that earlier, right? Again, they're trying. He can't recall what he's gonna say, and you have to say what she said, not kind of what you think she said, or I don't remember what she said. He has to be succinct, and he has to say, "This is what she said." So the judge is kind of leaning. I could hear in the judge's voice that she's kind of leaning to let this one stay, but we'll see. Oh my goodness! But they had cracks in their marriage. That it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hot contentious witness. Contentious witness. Oh, she be a long sidebar. Kelly's fighting hard to get not to let okay. Okay, here we go. Kelly is fighting hard not to let this in. Let's see what gets in and what doesn't.
Let's try that question again.
So, sir, and I know it's been 3 years.
Woo!
It has been.
Can't say that.
To the best of your
Strike.
recollection. What I'm asking you is on that December 29th conversation, to the best of your recollection, what did Anna Walsh say to you that led you to say that people are complex?
The complexity I'm referring to is the fact that on the 29th,
Okay? Yes.
she gave me information. I cannot recall the exact words. She gave me
Can't say it.
information that she was having problems in her marriage with Brian.
In your honor, move to strike.
Yep. Nope.
To the best of your recollection, what did she say?
Right.
Well, again, it's been 3 years, Your Honor.
If you
that-
have a
that-
recollection, you do, and if you don't, sir, that's fine too.
Again, I remember what was discussed at the conversation. I just don't remember the exact words. I did give my testimony when it was very fresh.
Stop.
Yeah, I understand. Sure,
Jumping in the middle.
sure.
And sir, it's just because we want to make sure we get it right.
Okay.
So you had the
Ugh.
conversation with Anna on the 29th.
That's correct.
Do you remember what she said? If you don't, you don't. It's okay. Do you remember what she said that makes you think that people are complex?
Well, it's not what
You
she
asked
said
it
that
now.
night that makes me think that people are complex. I know people are
Want to move
complex.
to strike? Maybe
All right,
we
I'll
should
strike the
decide that.
end, redirect the witness to the time frame.
All right, so just on December 29th.
Yeah.
What
What'd
did
she
she
say?
to you as far as your concerns about her being?
I don't recall the exact words.
Okay, then we're done.
Thank you.
Nothing further. Your Honor.
Thank you.
Any recross?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mutlu.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Oh, that's sad, right? Because he has information about the context of what he and Anna said on the 29th. And I would like to think that if it was something really super damaging, that they would bring up his testimony and they would say, or sorry, bring up his report from the police officers that he had that specifically said XYZ. But I even think then he was talking in what's called generalities. You have to be specific. She said this, not a big bowl of word salad. It has to be directly what she said and not what he thinks that she said. And so that's the issue. They're not going to get it in. So sadly, that is the case, but he did give some indication and some complex information about their relationship and just general things. It was a lot. It was a lot. I mean, 2 hours of testimony is a lot. So we're going to end this stream right here because this is a 2 hour of just this person only. So tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think Mr. Mutlu gave context to the prosecution as to what was happening? Did he give some points to the defense as to the relationship and how things were that night, that mood? It's very, very important because he was the last person to see the two of them together before something happened. And I think that if I had to give points, I would say the points went to the defense in this one. He was a great witness for them. Night was great and happy. So what happened? That's a picture that was painted. What happened? That neither the prosecution nor the defense can paint that picture of what happened after Jem left that evening. So we'll be back with the next witnesses in this case, but we're going to stop it right here. Day 8, morning of the Brian Walshe trial. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe and share if you want more content. Thanks for watching Legalese 123. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe for more content.